One thing is for certain, the Premier League gives you lots and lots of money. We are now £5 million in the black for the overall balance and £2.2 million in profit for this season alone. Lovely, lovely stuff. Today we are going to round up the games in between for when we last met, and we've got two games today, Newcastle at home and Burnley away. Roll the titles! Right then guys, straight into the roundup of fixtures. Since we last met was West Brom and Watford, and as you can see here, we've gone on a very, very, very steady run in the Premier League. So West Brom was 3-0 win. Watford, a disappointing 2-2 draw after being 2-0 up, remember. And then we played some very tough games in Southampton and Liverpool, both at home. And we came out with very respectable 1-1 draws. So if you look at the Southampton game here, it was a very even game. We did dominate the shots on target and also the possession ever so slightly. Cummings with a penalty on the 6th minute, and then Nathan Redmond on the 67 minutes, equalising for the Saints. Very, very strong side from us. We did tweak a tactic. I was watching the Tottenham game in the weekend and saw how they were set up, and actually I kind of tweaked it into the game, and I'm going to show you that in 2 seconds, and just let me know what you think of it. But we came out with a very, very respectable 1-1 draw against Southampton, which is good to see. We then played Liverpool and another 1-1 draw, and as you can see here, Liverpool, very changed side. So Karius in goal, Kardstrup, David, Saka at the back, Riedewald at left back, Markovic, Lallana still there, Firmino still there, and on the bench you've still got Gigi Wijnaldum, Klein, Origi. But again, 1-1. Dwight Gale scoring another goal on the 35th minute, and Adam Lallana on 44 minutes, just before half time. We did dominate the game. This was also used my new tactic. Very strong side for ourselves, but again, I would have taken a 1-1 draw at the start of the game, and we had it. We got it. Fantastic result for the boys. We then played Wolves in the EFL Cup. Much rotated lineup here. Luke McGee in goal, Jordan Williams, Burke, Pennington, Kingsley at left back, Thompson and Evans in the middle, Clayton, Maddison, Lookman and Zach Clough up top. Clough come out with a goal and an assist, so great to see. Max Clayton, 7.5 player of the match. Wolves are still a very, very strong side. So Clough with a penalty, Clayton on the 86th minute, and they did get one back from Warder on the 89th minute. They absolutely dominated us, really. 12 shots compared to our 8. We had slightly more possession, gave away more fouls, but all in all, we're through to the quarter-final of the EFL Cup, and we will play West Brom in the EFL Cup quarter-final away from home at the Hawthorns. And then we followed the 2-1 win against Wolves with a 3-0 demolition of Norwich, who did come up with us last season. Very, very respectable 3-0 win. Baldwin, Gale and Leo all with the goals. Reverting back to our 4-2-3-1. 11 shots, 53% possession, 8 on target. Lovely, lovely stuff. All of that puts us in 13th position in the league. As you can see here, 2 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses, 0 goal difference, which is awesome. If you look, all the teams below us, they're on pretty much double figures apart from Southampton and Crystal Palace. 11 points. And we're in a great spot, really, to if we continue this form in the next kind of next 2/3 of the season, we'll come out with 33 points with 8 games to go. So we'll be there or thereabouts if we replicate this form going forward into the further of the season. So just something I did want to show you. Dwight Gale here, 4th in the goals stat, 7 goals in 8 appearances, 1 off the bench as well. He's having a great season for us, Dwight Gale. We bought him in for 3.1 million, already worth 6.25 million. Everything seems to, all of his physicals still seem to go up, which is great. As I say, 7.33 overall rating as well. So he's having a great season for us back at the club. Now, tactical changes that we had. As I said, saw Tottenham play at the weekend, and how they were set up was they had Dembele alongside Eric Dyer as a defensive partnership, and then they would probably have Dele Alli, Son and Eriksen just behind Harry Kane there. But what I've done is I've kind of tweaked it the way they play. So they had someone as a deep line playmaker and someone as a ball winning midfielder. So probably Eric Dyer as a ball winning midfielder, Dembele as a deep line playmaker, and they would have the 3 behind Harry Kane up top. So I took that, and this is the formation we used against Southampton and against Liverpool, and it seems to work great against the big guns, purely because, as you can see on the instructions, play out defence, looking for the overlap. So what I'm looking for is these fullbacks to support the team down the wings, and it does work. Also playing fairly wide, playing slightly deeper, and we are playing on the counter attack as well, because we're hoping for teams to come onto us. We're going to soak up all that pressure, and then we're going to launch a counter attack. And you've got a shadow striker, we've got an attacking midfielder, and we've got an advanced forward as the 3 players up top, and it seems to work relatively well. But for today's game against Newcastle, we're going to play the 4-2-3-1. I'll be back with the team in just a sec. Right then, guys, the team to play Newcastle at home at London Road. We're going to go for Wildsmith in goal, Kavanagh, Baldwin, Holding, and Wisdom at the back. Forrester and Anderson in the midfield. Those two are having great seasons. 7.05 for Jermaine. Slightly behind on a 6.0, 6.86 for Chris Forrester. Sacco come back into the squad, come back into the team, and played fantastically well his last 5 games. 7.42 rating, 7.16 overall for the season. Teixeira and Leo on the right, and then the man, the myth, the legend, Dwight Gale up top. 7 goals in 8 games, as I said. 7.94 in his last 5 games. Newcastle find themselves in 9th in the league, so they are slightly above us. But if we win today, we do close that gap. We will go up to 14 points, so we'll go up to 12. So we will jump or leapfrog Norwich if we do win. And their away form, as it says here, has been slightly sketchy of late, so hopefully we can pounce on that ever so slightly. So anybody that are Munir on the left, Matt Ritchie on the right, Mo Diame, in the middle alongside Agier, wonder kid on the game this year, wonder kid on the game for the last few years. Celtic sold him to Juventus at 1.1 million, and then Newcastle picked him up for this season, 7.25 million. Has he had a decent start? 8 games, 1 goal, 7.15. So not a bad start for someone who's only 20 years old. Anybody at the back? Lascelles, Chalobah, Tim Krul at the back. Anybody on the bench? Mitrovic and Bemba. Danny Ings on the bench. Brought him in from Liverpool. So let's see how we get on with this side. I do want to see them pick up exactly where they left off, because a clean sheet and a 3-0 win against Norwich, which was great to see. And this is what I want to see from the boys. I really want them to get good results back to back, and that's where you pick up the points. That's where you continue to carry on up the league, or move away from the danger zone. Kavanagh now a left back, through to Zhao. Zhao now is going to take on 4 men there. Back to Jermaine. Should lay it off to Chris, which he does. Forrester now just patient player from the posh, as you well know if you've been a long time viewer for Anderson, or it's been a long time viewer of the series. You do have that patient build up play. We don't tend to rush things. Krul now with a goal kick, launching it up, but holding there. Been a great defensive partnership for Jack Baldwin this season. Mayer now is going to come forward, but Jermaine had another one who's had a great season for us. Gale now launching it, getting onto the long ball from Sacco. Gale had a deflection. I think it would have tested Krul if it had gone through, but had a deflection on it. But unlucky from Dwight Gale. Holding now, Rob Holding at this right back, launching the ball forward, but can't get up to Zhao. Mayer now going to take on Chrissy Forrester into Matt Ritchie. Comes on that left foot. Matt Ritchie has scored from 18 yards out, and that's 1-0 to Newcastle. It's been a very, very even game, as the stats show, but we haven't really done anything. We haven't done anything from it. Dwight Gale's had a deflected shot, but Mayer now comes into Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie's always going to come in on that left foot because he is left-footed, and he just finesses it into the far corner. Wildsmith had no chance there. It's 1-0 to the Geordies. Coming into the last 10 minutes of the half, can we get anything from it? I'm going to go back up to control for the last 10 minutes. Zhao into Baldwin. Leo's there, into Sacco. Sacco makes it 1-0. Fantastic reply from the boys. Leo, lovely little knockdown to Bakary Sacco, and Sacco swings that left foot of his. Teixeira with a free kick. Baldwin tries to get up there. Lovely little knockdown by De Silva Lopez, and what a hit by Sacco on the volley. And it's a 1-0 going into the half time. I am going to tell them that I'm not pleased with that, and they look fired up. Let's see if we can go into this second half a little bit more attack minded, a little bit more focused, and try and get this win, because I think it's there for the taking 100%. I don't think Newcastle have really given much as an attacking force. Four shots, 2 on target. Ritchie now with a corner in. Baldwin gets up above the Newcastle man there. Now Zhao's going to bring it forward. plays it into the channel for Dwight Gale. He's going to take on the defender. He does. Dwight Gale into Zhao. Zhao. Oh, should have scored. Great save by Tim Krul, but João Teixeira should have scored that. Cavan now this left-hand side into Sacco, back to Cavan. Are going to launch it into Leo, but again Tim Krul's there to collect very, very comfortably. Baldwin, lovely header into to dispossess Mitrovic, but he's got the ball now. Mitrovic is going to have a run at the back, but Anderson and Llorente close him down into Maya. Maya into Kelly. Kelly's going to whip the ball in. He is. Mitrovic is going to try and meet it. Oh, it's a little bit of a scramble, but Wisdom does get the ball away. It's going to be another draw for us. We seem to be the draw specialists in the league at the minute. Matt Ritchie now. Second half, nothing really happened in the second half. Bit of a bore fest, but 1-1. Any point in the... we were unlucky today. Any point in the Premier League is a point to gain. And next up, we do play Burnley, who lie in 19th. They lost to Southampton 2-0 today. They've only picked up 5 points. We can go further away from the relegation zone, and that comes up next. On the back of a draw with Newcastle, we played Burnley at Turf Moor. We had another international break in between games. So this is the team we are going for. We're going to go for Wildsmith in goal, Kavanagh, Baldwin, Holden, Wisdom at the back. They are the back five for this season, as long as everyone stays fit and there's no suspensions. Forrester and Llorente in the middle, because Jermaine Anderson is serving a one-man suspension. Sacco, Teixeira, Leo de Silva Lopez on the right, and Dwight Gale up top. So Burnley find themselves in the relegation zone. 1 win, 2 draws, 8 losses, only 5 points on the board. We are 15th, 2 wins, 6 draws, 3 losses, 12 points. And if we win today, we can go as high as 12th with 3 points today. We are the favourites. We're even favourites. Jermaine Anderson is out of the running because of the suspension. But let's see who they still have in their squad. So they've still got Tom Heaton in goal, George Boyd, ex-Posh legend, Hendrick, Arfield, Barnes, and Gray up top. So they've still got a few of their first teamers that are still there in real life. But let's see what we can do against them. So we've been on a good run lately. Let's see if we can continue that and see if they can continue to impress. Dwight Gale is on the form of his life at the minute. They are setting up a 4-4-2. We generally play well against a 4-4-2. We just need our boys to maintain their form going forward in the next kind of 10-15 games of the season. So if we replicate our first kind of 10-11 games, we will stay up with the points and stuff that we bring together. So 10 minutes gone, 8 minutes gone. De Silva Lopez now on this right hand side into João. João's surrounded by a couple of players. Plays it back to Chrissy Forrester. Just taking his time here. Back to Llorente. Llorente into João. Lovely little triangle there. Llorente again. Back out to Andre Wisdom. Into Chris Forrester. Patient play here by the Posh. Into João. Into Gray. Into Llorente. Oh, Llorente. That's a amazing opportunity to put us 1-0 up. 9 minutes gone. Great patient build-up play there from the boys. That's exactly what we're after. Llorente, Chris Forrester, and João Teixeira. That lovely little triangle just outside their kind of 18-yard box was awesome to see. But we pick it up again. The highlight still continues. Kavanagh now on this left into Sacco. Sacco going to play it back into Forrester. Forrester, lovely ball over to Sean Kavanagh. Sean Kavanagh's going to whip it in, trying to find Dwight Gale on the shoulder of the last defender, but just couldn't make it. And now they hit us on the counter attack. Andre Gray going to launch it forward, but Chris Forrester does close him down. Arfield now plays Smith round the corner. Smith's now going to get a ball in into Gray, and that's 1-0 to Burnley. Oh, so close to going 1-0 up ourselves, and they hit us on the counter attack. 10 minutes gone. Burnley 1, Peterborough United 0. Not the start that we wanted. Let's see if we can encourage them when this highlight kicks in, or after this highlight kicks in. So Arfield plays around the corner to Smith. Smith whips the ball in, and I think it's Holding there. Is it Holding? No, Baldwin. Sorry. Just lets Gray run off him, and it's 1-0 to Burnley. Let's see if we can encourage. Really looking for 4 points now. Now we drew against Newcastle. We're looking for 4 points now. We're looking for a win here against Burnley. Haven't had the best start to the game. I'm going to knock it down to standard again. See if we can get into the game at all. Wisdom now on this right hand side into Leo. Leo into Llorente. Llorente is going to try to play it over to Sacco on that left hand side, but they're going to hit us on the break again. Gray running at our defence, but Forrester makes a great tackle there. Wildsmith just comes out to clear it up. Wildsmith now going to play the ball out to Kavanagh. Kavanagh's launched that ball up to Dwight Gale, and he's got in front of the Burnley defender there. Plays it out to Sacco. Sacco's got 2 men to take on, but going to play it back to Forrester. Keeps hold of the ball, recycles it into Zhao. Zhao, lovely through ball to Dwight Gale. Dwight Gale puts us back into the game. 1-1 now. Lovely through ball by Zhao Teixeira into Dwight Gale, and he does what he does best, and that's score goals. Lovely finish there by Dwight. And he puts us back into the game. So Forrester into Llorente. Lovely ball into Teixeira. Great through ball to Dwight Gale. And he just puts it into the top right-hand corner. Tom Heaton had absolutely no chance. That's Burnley 1, Peterborough United 1. Holding on a 6.4. Not having the best of games. Might have to take him off just because his form isn't the best at the minute. Let's see what we can do. Far from pleased what I saw. Let's really fire him up. It seemed to work slightly against Newcastle. Let's see if it can work again against Burnley. Share with a corner. Tries to find Bowen at near post. Sacco. And try to find Dwight Gale just in and around Tom Heaton there. Just on the shoulder of him. But just couldn't make it. They are having majority of the game here. 7 shots, 4 on target to our 4 and 2. So they are playing a little bit better than we are. Rob Holding hasn't got better at all. I might bring Reece Burke on. Teixeira now, launching it in again, but Georgie Boyd's there. Kavanagh, back to Leo. Leo makes it 2-1 on the edge of the box. Leo's absolutely lammed that in. Tom Heaton, I think, should have done better, but Leo puts us 2-1 up against Burnley at Turf Moor. Teixeira tries to find Bowen at this near post, but Boyd gets it out. Kavanagh straight back into Leo. Left-footed shot, and it's squirmed under Tom Heaton and makes it Burnley 1, Peterborough United 2. There are some tired legs there. Bakary Sacco probably will come off now. He is kind of labouring a little bit. So I'm going to bring on Marcus on that left-hand side. I am going to make that change. Holding's going to come off for Reece Burke, and that's all I'm going to do as of right now. Llorente, probably the only other one that I'm going to bring off because his conditioning isn't the best. So we'll keep an eye on that. We are now up to 12th. Massive 10 points ahead of the relegation zone. Kind of a third of the way into the league, which is brilliant to see. Llorente is struggling. We start now with a goal kick from Wildsmith. Kavanagh launching it up to Dwight Gale, but knocks it down to Chris Forrester, who just picks up that ball over to Llorente. Llorente finds Zhao in that pocket of space behind the midfield into Leo. Leo is going to try to pull it back for Zhao there, but Tom Carroll cuts it out, and Reece Burke, lovely little header. But they pick up the second ball, and that's a fantastic ball into Andre Gray. But Wildsmith makes the clearance there into Goodmunson, into Ashley Barnes. But again, Baldwin makes a clearance. Tarowski, but Marcus Maddison picks that up. Very, very cagey second half here. Zhao now, he's through on goal. Zhao, is he going to take it in? Oh, doesn't strike it cleanly at all, and that's disappointing. It was very back and forth by the two teams there, but Zhao does have a shot. Just doesn't make it on target. I'm going to bring on Lee Evans. He just won his first cap for Wales and scored his first goal in the international break. So his form is fantastic at the minute. So I am going to bring him on. So going to get Lee Evans and Chris Forrester in the middle of the midfield. Zhao's on a 7.7. He's having a fantastic game. Reece Burke's having a great game after coming on from Rob Holding. Coming into the last 5 minutes now, I am going to knock it down to counter. Let's just see if we can really kind of see this game out. Game manage the team. Gale now into Maddison, coming into the last kind of 30 seconds. Zhao into Evans. Oh, what a save by Tom Heaton. Lovely build-up play there by the boys. And that is it. Burnley 1, Peterborough United 2. And that is 4 points from the last 2 games. Brilliant stuff. We seem to be better away from home than at home at the minute. We seem to be picking up a lot of draws at home. Let's just see if that's true. Our home record, yeah. So 1 win, 5 drawn, but no losses at home at the minute, which is awesome. That home form is going to be great. We probably need to take some of these draws into wins, but if you see the teams that we've played there, Newcastle, Liverpool, Southampton, Leicester and Tottenham, none of the kind of bottom 6, bottom 7 have actually come to London Road just yet. And our away form, as you can see here, it's top 6. So we've won 2, drawn 1 and lost 3. The 3 that we've lost, Man United, Stoke and West Ham, all big Premier League teams. And we've beaten Burnley and Norwich. Most importantly, they're 2 teams that are in and around us, or will be in and around us at the end of the season. But that's it for today. Let's say 4 points keeps on this kind of non-losing streak. So in the league, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have 7 games unbeaten in the league, and if you add the cups, that's 9 games unbeaten. But we are coming up against a very, very strong Chelsea side next. The next time we're going to be coming back is going to be against the Palace and Bournemouth. So Palace at home, Bournemouth away again. See the Premier League table here. Palace are in 16th, Bournemouth are in 17th. So let's see if we can get further and further away from that relegation zone. We'll be back against Palace and Bournemouth. That's it for today's episode. Please do drop a like on the episode just to make sure that you are enjoying the series. We're 3 seasons in now, kind of nearly halfway through the Premier League season. Leave a comment in the comment sections below just to see how you think we're doing. Are we doing great? Are we doing bad? Is there things that we could do better? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more content that's going to be coming out in the next kind of weeks and months, and so you don't miss out on any more upon this rock. And until Palace and Bournemouth next time, I'll see you soon.